You can't steal my happy, even though you try. You can't steal my happy, you can't take away my high.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of You Can't Steal My Happy podcast. I'm Brad Richardson and I'm joined here with my partner, Robert Hearn. Hey Rob.
Hey guys, good to be back. Another episode.
Well, for those of you that have had a chance to see previous episodes, you should know by now that our primary goal is to bring you funny and meaningful travel stories, but also to introduce you to people that share our You Can't Steal My Happy philosophy. So today we are joined by Rajan Simkhada, who is a Nepali entrepreneur, travel industry leader, and co-founder and president of Earthbound Expeditions, which is a company that has extensive experience leading really cool treks throughout Nepal, India, Tibet, and the Himalayas. Rajan is also an author, and he's been featured in The Lonely Planet, The New York Times, and The Guardian. But the thing that I find most interesting is that Rajan is also an actor and comedian, and he's well known in Nepal for appearances in television comedy. So welcome to Rajan.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Namaste. Well, it's great to have you here, and we appreciate you flying all the way from Nepal to just do this podcast.
Absolutely pleasure.
He definitely gets the award for the longest travel award for sure.
Yeah. Longest guest travel. But Rob, before we get into asking Rajan, kind of tell us the story of how he started the company and more importantly why. When did you first meet Rajan?
Probably 6 years ago. I think I was doing my first group trip to Nepal, and I met Rajan, and he's one of those guys too. As soon as you meet him, he's just wow. You get very zen, you get chills, and he's just a beautiful soul. And one of the things I really cherished about when I first met you, you took me on a hike, and this guy loves to hike. He sends me photos probably 2 or 3 times a month of him somewhere, and he's almost like levitating off these freaking mountains. And you can tell that's your true happy place, isn't it?
That is true. That is true. That is what people also say, that I'm not a city person. More you go into the nature, more happy you become. So go wander. That is what some of our old books also says. So I love going to the mountain.
Yeah, and you've been to Tibet, right?
I've been to Tibet. I've been to Bhutan, Nepal also multiple times. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. That's one of my goals is to go I want to go hiking with you in Tibet and just follow you, because as we're walking, we're talking, and you just disconnect, and you hear the sounds and see hear the water, hear the air, and smell. Well, can't really hear the air, but smell the air. And you get disconnected, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and you reconnect with your supreme, whoever that is, nature, or you call it God, or supreme power, energy, whatever you call it. You disconnect with this world and connect to the different level of the world.
No,
that is true.
Yeah, I agree.
One of the new taglines, which I like, I certainly didn't, make it up, but is wanderlust. And you just referenced wandering, and so wanderlust is kind of one of the themes for the podcast. So Rajan, when did you start your company, and more importantly, the why, which of course is what you'll hear throughout the podcast. Our philosophy is finding your why. So you obviously found your why, but when did you start the company, and give us a sense of kind of the why you thought it would be a good idea to put together this company?
Well, I was born in the mountain, just below the mountain called Ganesh Himal, 7,200 meters. I was born below in that village. And when I was growing up, a lot of people used to go to the trekking or mountaineering, a lot of guides and other people. And I hear them speaking English. They are very, tidy and clean. And then a lot of tourists there, their tents and their food. So that whole thing fascinated me. And I think on the back of my head that maybe I had an idea that, someday I want to be a tourist guide or trek guide. And since I was born in the mountain, I always loved the mountains because they are beautiful, magical, and they have a healing power. So then when I came to Kathmandu, then I was, trying to find a job. Then I started back in 1994 as a hotel receptionist. Then that did not make me happy. Then I had to go to the mountain. Then from 96 onwards, I was leading trips to the mountain, all of the base camp of the mountains. And then in 1999, I started the company Earthbound Expeditions. And since then, I'm taking thousands of people to the Himalayas to make them happy, make them reconnect with the nature. And I think people are sometimes emotionally so high that, they actually cry when they go to the mountain. Not because it is difficult, but because of, it touches their inner soul, or it makes them happy.
Yeah, it's definitely, you get that effect. I mean, why do you think that nature does that to people when you're out there in the mountains? I mean, why is it I guess it's a powerful, something bigger than you? Or what do you get when you're hiking that's just, you say it's powerful, spiritual, but what do you get?
Well, if we see of our historical textbooks, we call them Puranas. If you see that, Himalayas are the home of the god, we believe, whatever god that is, or energy. They believe that Himalayas are like Mundi. All the energy from the cosmos comes to the Himalayas and it goes to the earth. That's how they believe. And it's a power center, it's an energy center. And in some of our Puranas, it says that more you stay into the society, more scenery become. More you go to the nature, more happier become. Go wonder. This is what it says. So when you are in the nature, you have nobody to envy with, nobody to compete with. Next mountain does not buy BMW, you don't have to buy it. Next mountain does not have another girlfriend that you have to go and get it. Whatever that is, because nature is simply, you just immerse with the nature, you just dissolve, you just focus, and then that makes you so happy. That is my, like you said, that's my happiness place. It's a beautiful, and the surroundings, whole nature is like bird is singing, water is flowing, everybody is happy there. There is no reason for you not to be happy. So happiness is a choice, or happiness is not a choice there. You have to be happy because it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning. Yeah, I've seen the mountains from afar when we did the Annapurna.
Yeah, Annapurna.
Yeah, that hike is epic. And you can see Everest on a clear day when you're doing that hike from, it's 30 years ago when I was there and did that.
Yeah. Okay. The Everest hike.
Yeah. It's amazing. And, leading back to when I first went almost 30 years ago with my girlfriend, now wife, Kelly, it's Nepal, Kathmandu has changed so much because it's, there is still old change, but I remember we got to the airport, we get into our taxi, and there were literally like 10 people that wanted to take your bags and stuff. And I'm like, no, I got my bag. I just had a little backpack.
Yeah, still 10 people comes around you.
Yeah. But I remember the traffic. And again, traffic is crazy. But I just remember it was so foreign to me. We're waiting in traffic forever. And I asked the driver, I said, what's the problem? Is there an accident or whatever? They no, this is life in Kathmandu. And I said, okay. And we're still there an hour later. And I'm like, is it sure no accident? He goes, no, there's a cow. And I said, what? He goes, there's a cow.
Slipping.
Yeah. And he goes, it has, I said, wait, it's in the road? That's why we're waiting in traffic? Can someone not kindly adjust the cow and coax the cow out of the road? And he says, no, the cow has the divine right to be there. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be amazing. Kathmandu is a funky town, man. It's such a place that everyone should travel in this lifetime.
Absolutely. And it's very chaotic in terms of traffic and so on, but it's very charming, had a lot of history and culture and the friendliness of the people, the colors. And that is why, Bob Seger wrote this song in 70s, if I ever get out of here, where I want to go to Kathmandu.
Kathmandu. Yeah.
Kathmandu.
You got it. Hey, I should explain to people too, this hat that I'm wearing that, you look at Rajan, he looks like some sort of like sultan, a powerful guy in this hat. And then you look at me and I look like I work at Whataburger or something, filling orders. I don't do it justice. You wear that so well. It's beautiful. Can you tell us, this is called a topi, a Nepal topi hat.
Topi.
Yeah. So I have a bigger head, so that's why it's popped up on me. But tell me the significance of this hat.
So, this is called Nepali topi. This one is particularly called Nepali Dhaka topi. We have 2-3 different kind of topi. One, and in Kathmandu, there is a town called Bhaktapur inside the valley, and they have a black one that is called Vadgaonle topi. The Dhaka topi is very famous in Nepal because all of the kings or prime ministers or all high dignity people wear them. Of course, they have a different quality. You can get expensive one, cheaper ones. There are different qualities. But this is, we have so many songs about Dhaka topi. It's like a crown. They even have a song, Mero topi kailas ko sir jasto. That simply describes that my hat is as bright or as nice as the mountain on my top. That, they proudly wear it. But new generation, not so much wear it, but I just love it, and then I wear it. Maybe one reason is that I have a less hair, but that is not the only reason that I wear.
Yeah. I can relate to the less hair part.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So one of the cool things that when our guests get to travel to Nepal, we kind of arrange it for October, and that's traditionally when Dasain. It's a festival called Dasain. Dasain. And so this is the coolest thing. Our guests are invited to your house, and you open up your house with all your friends and family, but for total strangers. Tell me a little bit about Dasain. And again, we sit on the floor with your family, and our guests get to roll the momos.
And get the tikas.
And get the tikas. Yeah. Explain a little bit about, is that your biggest holiday of the year, you think? Is it, Christmas is coming up in America, and that's not the almighty holiday here, but would you compare that to Christmas for Nepal?
Yeah, Dasain is actually the festival of victory, because there is always fight in your life or in public or in around the world, that there is a fight always between good and bad, devils and God. There you have those stories always. And in your mind also every day you have a fight, good against bad, devils against God, So it is a story about a Devi, a goddess of power, Durga, is winning towards the devil power, evil. So she win. The Dasain means 10th day. 10th day is Dasain. That is she fought the war for 9 days, and on the 10th day she have a victory. So because she victory, then people have a happiness or victory. And then the red color is the color of creation or victory. So they have this red tika putting on your forehead, believing that your days will be, or your life will be more blissful, or more happy, or more winning. So that is why all the old people that day bless all the people. But this is right after the monsoon, and we are mostly agricultural based. So it's a very happy time because a lot of flowers are blooming, rice fields are there, mountains are shining. So dry season is coming. So we are more happy that time. And then we have minimum 5 days holiday. Some school even closed for 10 days or 15 days. So this is the biggest festival. A lot of people who go abroad, who travel abroad, also come for that festival, like Christmas here. They come all home, and then they eat different meals, and then celebrate and dance and sing, and they have a swing playing and so on. So as our guests are there, it's a once in a lifetime experience, and it's a privilege actually to welcome them our home. Although sometimes there are 20 of them, and we have to feed them all, but it is good to share with them because they never gonna have the same experience again. And Nepal is so beautiful with the culture that we don't mind, having more friends, or we are very friendly country there. This is very tourist friendly and kind, compassionate people. And I thought, trying different food, dal bhat and, meat or momos or anything, and having that tika and blessings from my mother or anybody senior in home, that might be a wonderful experience. So I always, try to welcome them, and this is kind of experience they should never forget.
They won't at all. Another thing that our guests never forget that you take us to, and I always wonder how our guests are going to react to this, because there's cremation is when someone passes, they do a cremation.
Yeah.
And they send the ashes, but we actually go and watch bodies that are being burned and placed into the river. tell us a little bit about that, other than what I just said, but why, and someone passes away, is there a certain 24 hours they have to be cremated and then their ashes put into the water? A little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, in Hinduism and Buddhism, they have a philosophy that our body is made out of 5 elements, that is water, fire, sky, earth, and the air. Okay? And our soul is the one, after our death, the 5 elements of our body need to be dissolved into the nature. Only the soul will travel. That is why we always try to purify our soul. We'll come to that point later, that we always chant mantra and trying to clean our souls to get into the nirvana or tushita or heaven, wherever you want to go. So once the soul is out, the body right there is kind of part of the nature, because we were born out of the nature. So we need to cremate that. That is our philosophy, or that is our belief, that if we cremate near the river, then river is the place, or joint of the river is the place where if we cremate the body there, it is the holiest place, and it will fly, or it will go to the moksha, or the salvation, we call it moksha. So in Kathmandu especially, we bring it to this Bagmati river near the Pashupatinath, because Pashupatinath is one of the largest Shiva temple. Shiva is also god of destruction. And destruction is not end in Hinduism or Buddhism. We believe that after the destruction, then rebirth again happen. So that place, if you cremate the body, you get even more merit. You will get more liberated. So that is why they do that cremation in those ghats in the bank of the Bagmati river. After we cremate all the body, then all these ashes, leftover ashes, we throw into the river, believing that this river goes all the way to Ganges in India, because this all river will join there. And from Ganges, it will go to the Bay of Bengal, and then that will dissolve, because Ganges is one of the holy river too. So we clean that, and then people have their own rituals for 13 days to sit down and mooring and wearing white cloths and not having the salt, or that kind of rituals they have. But the whole idea is to, after we die, our body need to dissolve to the nature, and only soul will travel. So purifying soul is the solo motive of your life. So that is why we have to do good karmas to clean it.
I have to tell you too, this is kind of a funny story, that we watched this ceremony and the ashes being put into the water afterwards. And then the following day, our happy group went on a whitewater rafting trip. And I've done this before. We don't fall out. And it's really, you got to be idiots to fall out of this boat. Well, sure enough, a boat cuts in front of us. We flip over the boat. All of us go in there. And we're spinning around, and everyone is thinking, all they can think is like, are there ashes going inside am I swallowing ashes? And people are freaking out. They want to be back in the boat because they're like, oh, I got ashes in my, and like, no, it's probably, it's probably 30, 40 miles away. But yeah, I get it. Let's get out of the boat now. It was kind of comical. Oh my gosh. What do you think about that, Brad? You want to go rafting?
No, I do. In fact, and that was one of my questions, but you kind of answered it. But Rajan, is it sacrilegious to have, non-members of the family of an individual actually witness these ceremonies?
Yeah, because that is the truth. That's the ultimate truth. That why should you hide the truth? So it's okay. We can go watch. Tourists actually love watching that, fascinating, because they probably never have seen before. And then family member can involve to burn the body, or you can hire somebody to burn the body. It takes like 3 to 4 hours depending on the nature of the body. And they completely, naturally do it, like with the firewood and so on. And a lot of relatives come. It's a very interesting, sad of course, but very interesting ceremony to watch. And people enjoy it. And many people think that was the best, for that day. They actually say that, oh, we really enjoy watching it, although it's a sad moment.
All of our guests love it. I mean, honestly, some of them are moved and touched this, but in the end, they're like, I could never ever imagine seeing that or describing it. You have even the smells, the colors. And then the families that are there. It's a very spiritual moment in itself. Watching someone, being put into the water like that.
Yeah, and interesting enough, nobody want to volunteer at that point, but some point they say that they want to be cremated. Some of the guests reached out to me that, Rajan, if I wanted to be cremated here in Pashupatinath, what can I do?
Yeah.
So I told them that, get
FedEx your ashes to Rajan.
Yeah.
It's his new business,
Yeah.
rajanashes.com. Your wife is here with you today.
Yeah. Anupa.
Yeah. And you have also your friends Anisha and Ramjay here. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you real quick about marriage in Nepal, because is it still arranged marriage? And then when you met your wife, was it arranged too? How does that all go down? Just a quick little tidbit on that, because that's another really interesting thing that people here have no foreign concept to. Like, what? People tell you who you're going to marry, but tell us, and you're very happy with your wife, I can see.
Yeah.
So she's very beautiful. I know why. But tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the thing is that in Nepal, it's still, I will say, it's still 70% people in Nepal do the arranged marriage. And when you are grown up, then your grandparents, your family members start looking for the girls or the boys that you may able to fit in. Of course, not all arranged marriages are also ended happily, but the recent survey says that actually arranged marriages are lasting longer than the love marriages. That's what I heard.
The grandmothers know.
Yeah, grandmothers know, or your mothers know your nature or their natures. And so when I meet Ansu also, they actually saw me around 5-6 girls that whom I could marry, and they were pressuring me, this girl, this girl, this girl. So I knew who they are. But then when I talk to Ansu 1 or 2 round, we don't get any dating. We don't go to any cinema. We don't exchange phone numbers. We just meet and talk, two tea talks. And then on the third tea talk, you need to decide, right, if you're going to marry her or not, right? So we had 2 rounds of talk like this. And then, we express our things like, how the life should go and things like that. So once I have a two round of talks, I thought, okay, it may work, because if it is working for my brother, my grandfather, my father, my uncle, if it is working for everybody, it should work for me too, right? So we call them not love marriage, we call it marriage love, because after marriage, then you love more. Yeah. So that is how it works, and that is one thing that many people surprise too. But that is what we do here in Nepal. But still today, nowadays, the love marriage is coming or becoming more popular. That's for sure.
Awesome. So it's not like you appear in church and this girl comes out and then that's it. I mean, you're at least going through somewhat of a dating game initially. So it's not just all, here you go. You have a chance to get to know, these girls, and you do have options. So I get that.
Yeah, she does have option of rejecting me. I do have options of rejecting her. But some families, it depends person to person, family to family also, because some families maybe they do a little bit of like forced marriage too. You married or not, this is your husband or this is your wife. That may not last too long. I don't know. But yeah, you do have a choice. The girl and boy side also have a choice. But they try to make such an environment that you hardly say no.
Yeah. Did you kiss her before you married her?
No, not kissing, not even touching.
No, wow. What if she was a bad kisser? I mean, that could be a deal breaker for a lot of people, man. But obviously, she must be a very good kisser, because how many years now, marriage?
20 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And she's your travel partner.
Yeah.
She obviously hikes with you sometimes.
She hikes with me. She been to Tibet this year.
Beautiful.
She do run like cooking classes or those things. A lot of our guest went for the cooking class with her.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Brad, I want to talk a little bit about this singing bowl that we have, because that's kind of a cool thing. One of our guests, Kim Jameson, she was kind enough to bring one of her bowls and let us use it today. And Rajan's going to tell us a little bit about this and also do a little chant. So it's pretty cool. Here it is right here. You can, for those of you who are watching, and we're going to see if we can pick it up right now. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. But he's going to do a chant, and you'll be able to hear the bowl itself. And first of all, what is this?
This is called singing bowl, more popular in Tibetan healing and also in Nepal. This have a sound that's supposed to heal or soothe your soul, or even they claim that it can heal your some of the chronic disease or pain or migraine, or even the back pain, if you do it properly. So in Tibetan healing or in Nepali healing, they widely use this as a singing bowl or healing bowl. And that have a beautiful mantra printed. They have a mantra called Om Mani Padme Hum, means a bright jewel in a lotus flower. They have carved here also in the bowl. So that means a bright jewel in a lotus flower. That means enlightenment. And to make it more melodious, because Om is the sound, they believe that when the earth is rotating the solar system, they create the sound Om. And if you chant that mantra, all your cells supposed to be vibrated. Mani is the diamond or a jewel. Padma is the lotus. Lotus is symbol of purity. No matter how dirty the ground is, you stick out and bloom. Do not blame the ground. You are the one who's bloom. And Hum is the mantra that will help you to ground it, because we are fluttering all the time. We need to be grounded, because that's very important. More grounded you are, more happier you are. So Om Mani Padme Hum means a bright jewel in a lotus flower. So to make it more melodious, they sing a beautiful, to purify your soul, to get to nirvana. They have this beautiful mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. In Nepal, if you go to those temples, Buddhist temples, in Bhutan, in Tibet, everywhere they will be chanting this mantra to purify, to clean yourself, so that your souls get more lighter or cleaner, so that after the death, the soul goes to nirvana, tushita, or heaven, wherever it need to go, and the body will be dissolved.
Interesting. Can you ring the bowl? Or
I feel better already.
I know. I was going to see if they can do an AI of us all levitating after that chant.
Yeah. So this is actually a singing bowl, and then you have to put in a palm like that, and then when you go around here, then it should make a very beautiful.
Om Mani
Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme
Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum. And then when you do this, look at the vibration.
So it carries that long.
It's crazy. And people put this on there. I've seen them on their backs. Like when you go to a massage place, they'll put these bowls and they'll just boom, 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 boom around you, and people just the sounds. It's almost like it's like a sonic stem wave
and
treatment.
They put you in your head.
Yes, they actually put it on the head and they bang it. Bang your head. Anyway, pretty interesting, huh, Brett?
You seem to have chanted along like you've done it before. I was very impressed, Robert.
Oh no, I love that. And my guests love it too. And it's so amazing when you see it in person, and when he does it in Kathmandu, this experience is elevated that much more. But yeah, you've been here for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in the U.S.?
This is third week now.
So you've been, what cities have you hit?
I've been to Chicago, then to Washington, D.C., San Diego, Houston, Austin, and now in Dallas.
Wow. And then you're
going to New York.
Okay. And then, so tell me a little bit real quick, because I'm always interested when people stay there, like the differences. Obviously, Nepal has its own vibe, and Nepal is, what makes it so special is that people, when you come back from a hike at a hotel, the guests all come up, tell us about your hike. They're engaged and everything. And here it's a little bit more fast paced. You don't get that. But do you sense that people are a little bit more rushed here than in Nepal in general, or is it the same, or does that even register with you?
Well, it depends. In the city, in Nepal, also people are a little rushed. I feel that. But in the mountain, people are very relaxed, very, as you've seen, I mean, that might be one reason that we are a little lacking on development, because we are not that fast. But life there is like you are going back into the time, very relaxed, very slow, very kindness, compassionate, that kind of feeling. In the US, sometimes when I come, I feel the best part is that infrastructure. You have beautiful infrastructures. It's very clean and organized. But then I always miss that spiritual part, or maybe that nature connections. Maybe I have not gone to the mountains here.
Oh,
That
yeah.
might be the region because I'm mostly in the city. But that sort of that friendliness, or that cordial thing, somehow I do miss. And of course, we miss our masala tea or momos. That is a different thing. But I feel that, yeah, people are a little rushed. They need a little more relaxing time, or if you come to Nepal or that part of the world, yeah, people are a little slow down. People are a little more connected to the nature, I believe. So that is the feeling that I have. Yes.
So have you ever been to New York City, Rajan?
Yes, I have been to New York City before. Yes.
Well, that's just got to be a complete shit show for you. I mean, I don't like that sea of humanity that you get, introduced, because it's definitely a completely different planet, New York City.
Times
And
Square.
to go from the mountains to Times Square, and everyone's going at, twice the speed of normal people. They even have, as I, experienced, you have a fast lane and a slow lane for walking. And
Yes,
if you're
that
ever
is
on the
what.
left side of a sidewalk, it's just, it's crazy. So
Well, that is the conversation I was actually having with Rob earlier, also in the car when we were coming. We feel so rushed. We are so in a hurry. I don't know where everybody heading to. We are rushing so much that I have no clue that do we have a time and pause and to enjoy the thing where we are heading to. I have no clue, but we are keep going all the time. That this rat race never gonna end. So that is why Buddha said long ago that contentment is the source of happiness. So I think we should be able to content, but maybe if we content, then there will be no innovation. But I don't know if all the innovation is good for the humanity or the earth or this planet. I have no clue, but we are just keep rushing. I don't know. I think we should slow down somewhere.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite city in the U.S.? If you hit probably 7 or 8 different states, right?
Yeah.
And is there a particular place? Oh, I want to go back there more than the next place. And I don't care Dallas is Dallas, but is there a particular place that, oh, I love this place. I just get a really cool vibe when I'm here.
Well, California is one because the weather is pretty good. San Diego and that area have small hills because I always miss my mountains. Then Colorado is another place, but it's a little too cold, certain time of the year. But their mountains are good too. I went to when I was here long ago, that I went to Colorado and did some small hikes. They even have some Buddhist stupa they built in the mountains. That was good. But yeah, and then Dallas and this area also have good weather, and you have a very big space, beautifully done. That is what we miss in Nepal. But then we miss our mountains and sunrise and the cordial coordinates of the people. The calmness that we miss.
Yeah. And what's the food that you crave the most when you come to the States? Is there like, oh, I got to go here and eat? Is it like a slice of pizza, or is it just, no, this is the food that I want when I come to America?
Well, I'm not very choosy or picky about the food. I love everything. I used to make a joke that I love food because that's the only thing I eat. So that's what the joke I used to make. But yeah, well, I love all sort of food. Pizza is good. I loved earlier they were introducing this. I think it's a Burger King or somebody introducing this vegetarian pizza burger.
Oh yeah, veggie burgers.
Veggie burger. That was pretty good.
Yep.
And then in Starbucks they started selling this chai latte, which was pretty good to Nepali tea, close to Nepali tea.
Yeah, they have Starbucks in Kathmandu, don't they?
No,
they don't.
We have a start and box separately, not together.
Oh my God, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, not yet. They probably will get it.
We want to wrap things up here, Brad. I know we're getting close to our allotment time here. So what do you want to say in closing?
I think obviously we both want to thank Rajan for coming on board here and sharing what clearly is something that everybody should do. It's definitely a bucket list for me. So I'll keep you posted, Rajan.
Sure.
When I actually show up,
Yeah.
I want to make sure that, you give me an easy mountain to hike.
Okay.
But, just the whole concept of, I have a cousin who actually lived in Kathmandu for, I think, 3 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
he just loved it. And he's a very mellow guy. He certainly came back with that sense of, enlightenment, but also, he was just a much calmer individual. So
Wonderful.
definitely a bucket list item for me. So,
Yeah.
but again, thanks very much for coming on board and joining us and telling us a little bit about a place that most people don't really understand or know.
Yeah, but BBC and other newspapers have mentioned that Mount Everest is on the list of 100 places before you have to see before you die. So I hope many people will not die before they go there. That's my hope, because this is the highest mountain on earth, and all the mountains are very magical, mystical, but you have to be there to feel it, because experience is individual.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I want to thank you for always taking care of our guests and inviting everyone into your home.
Thank you.
And your wonderful wife, Anupa, for allowing us in there and sitting on the floors and rolling the momos on the floor, which is amazing. We're actually taking part in making the food, and we're eating the food with our hands, just like everyone else does. It's a really amazing thing. So thank you for being you. Thank you for taking time of your holiday and your vacation to come visit me.
Yes.
It's our friendship is something that I'll always cherish, and
Absolutely.
I can't wait to go hiking with you again.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah,
always
namaste.
welcome, and thank you for welcoming me here. And you have been always great anyway.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, guys, that was a great. I love that.
Namaste.
Namaste to everyone.
You can't steal my